told yourself last week you were fine. You are not fine. That is lying to yourself, and it happens daily without you noticing. That was not a small thing. That was your mind protecting you from a truth that cost too much to feel right then. The most convincing liar you will ever deal with is not a partner or a coworker. It is the voice in your own head. You tell yourself you are not upset about something that has clearly been eating at you all week. You tell yourself you stayed out of loyalty when the real reason was fear of what comes after leaving. These are not planned lies. A lie you believe is true runs your decisions from underneath without ever announcing itself. Here's why it happens. The mind does this to protect you, not to hurt you. Telling yourself the full truth costs something right now, today. So the mind picks comfort over clarity, and it does this so smoothly you rarely catch it. Take the man who insists he does not care what people think of him. Watch closely. He still checks his messages after posting something. He still replays a comment from 3 days ago late at night. He still changes how he talks depending on who just walked into the room. This is not vanity. It is a shield built early, probably back when caring openly got him hurt. And shields do not retire themselves just because the danger is gone. Take the same man years later, insisting he is fine being alone. Sometimes that is simply true. Often it is a story built after enough rejection that wanting connection started to feel dangerous. So the wanting got renamed as a preference instead of a loss. Or take the version at work.
He tells everyone, including himself, that he left his last job for a change.
True in a way. What he leaves out is that he stayed 1.5 years past the point he knew it was wrong for him. Because leaving meant admitting he had been wrong in front of people, and that felt worse than staying unhappy in private. Left alone, small self-lies do not stay small. Say yes to something you dislike enough times while calling it fine, and years later an entire career or relationship gets built on ground you never actually chose. Nobody decides one day to build a life on a lie. It happens one small, forgivable lie at a time. Maybe this sounds like an accusation, like you are lying to yourself constantly about everything. That is not the claim. Most of what you tell yourself is true. The lies that matter show up in one specific place, right where the truth would cost you something. If a thought has never once cost you anything to believe, it is probably not one of these. Here is a way to catch it. Anytime you explain your own behavior with a reason that sounds too clean or too convenient, slow down. Ask what you would think if a friend gave you that same explanation. If you would raise an eyebrow at him, raise one at yourself. For the next week, notice one thing daily that you explain to yourself too fast.
You cannot
Not a big
hide
confession.
from yourself.
Something small, like a reason you gave for skipping the gym or staying quiet in a conversation. Write the official reason in one line. Write the less flattering
You cannot
reason
hide from
underneath it.
yourself.
The gap between those two lines is where most of your self-sabotage lives. This is not about judging yourself harder. It is about being more honest with yourself. The people who seem to have their life sorted out are rarely more disciplined than you. They have simply stopped negotiating with their own excuses. If you noticed yourself defending a specific excuse while listening to this, that is the one worth writing down tonight.